I'm going to show you the top 5 niches that are working brilliantly for YouTube automation right now, especially if you want growth without endless filming, editing, or pretending you're an influencer. And you don't need to be an expert either. A while back, I felt completely defeated trying to build YouTube channels. I jumped from niche to niche, hoping something would magically work. But all I got was stress and a sinking feeling that maybe I just wasn't cut out for this. Then I discovered the truth. It wasn't me. It was the niches I was choosing. Once I started picking the right niches, everything shifted. My confidence grew, the channels finally gained traction, and for the first time I felt like this dream might actually be real. Now let's break down the best niches for YouTube automation today, and more importantly, why they're working so incredibly well. Choosing the right niche is everything. If you pick the wrong one, you can work for months and see almost nothing happen. But choose wisely, and momentum begins to build surprisingly fast. I'm going to walk you through 5 of the top niches that are producing results right now. And as we go, I want you to notice the patterns. Because once you see why these niches work, you'll recognize winning opportunities everywhere. Let's begin with niche number 1. Niche number 1 is pop culture commentary. This niche is booming right now. There are channels reacting to characters from popular TV shows, analyzing storylines, reviewing dramatic moments, and breaking down personalities. And some of these channels are earning thousands per month despite having only a small handful of uploads. Why? Because the emotional connection is already built in. Viewers already care. They already know the characters. They already have opinions. Your video doesn't have to convince them to feel something. They arrive feeling something. But there's something even more powerful going on here. This niche thrives on curiosity. People want to understand characters better. They want to know why a moment mattered. They want to see someone articulate what they felt but couldn't quite explain. And that curiosity drives not just clicks, but retention. Let me ask you this. Have you ever watched an episode of something and immediately searched for someone else talking about it afterwards? Exactly. That instinct is universal. And if you think that's interesting, wait until you see what niche number 2 does with storytelling. Niche number 2 is AI-generated story channels. This is one of the fastest growing formats in faceless YouTube. These are channels where the script, the images, and the narration are often all created with AI tools. And some of these channels have gone from nothing to thousands per month in just a few weeks. Why is this happening? Because storytelling holds attention. It doesn't matter whether it's fiction, drama, mystery, or personal tales. As human beings, we are wired for story. And when viewers stay longer, YouTube responds. Your retention pushes the video. The video attracts more viewers. And the cycle builds. You might be wondering, do you need to be a professional writer? The answer is no. What matters is that the story has emotion, escalation, and resolution. The specifics of the workflow can be learned very quickly. But there's another reason this niche is special. Stories don't rely on trends. Stories don't expire. And stories can be produced consistently. And the next niche is interesting because it taps into the same core instinct, but from a completely different direction. Niche number 3 is history and war documentaries. Now, if that surprises you, you're not alone. Many people overlook this niche, yet some of the fastest growing faceless channels today are in this space. These channels explore forgotten events, dramatic turning points, military mysteries, or historical figures that spark endless intrigue. In many cases, just a handful of long videos have reached massive viewing numbers. Why does this work so well? For one, curiosity drives everything. Viewers want to know what happened. They want context. They want meaning. And because history naturally deals with conflict and consequence, it creates emotional pull. But there's another factor here that people often miss. These audiences skew older. And older audiences carry higher ad revenue. Longer videos also mean more opportunities for ad placements, which increases earnings dramatically. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever started a historical video thinking you'd watch for a moment, and suddenly realized 20 minutes have gone? Exactly. That is the hidden power of this niche. And believe it or not, the next one goes even further when it comes to earning potential. Niche number 4 is finance and economics commentary. This is one of the highest paying niches on YouTube for a reason. Channels in this space can generate extremely strong revenue, sometimes with surprisingly few uploads, because advertisers pay significantly more to reach viewers who are financially informed, financially active, and financially motivated. These videos cover things like market shifts, economic warnings, geopolitical decisions, and the financial implications of major events. The interest is constant, the topics refresh themselves, and new material appears daily. And here's the question most people ask. Do you need to be a finance expert? The answer is no. You simply need to be curious, thoughtful, and clear. The value is in the clarity of the explanation, not the complexity of the vocabulary. And even though this niche can be incredibly lucrative, niche number 5 is arguably the most exciting of all, because it blends possibility, imagination, and rapid growth. Niche number 5 is AI and future technology. These channels explore breakthroughs, predictions, futuristic vehicles, artificial intelligence, robotics, or ideas about where the world is going. And some of these channels have taken off with only a handful of uploads. Why does this niche attract such fast growth? Because it taps into wonder. It taps into imagination. It taps into the thrill of what might happen next. People don't just want information, they want possibility. They want to feel ahead of the curve. They want to feel like they understand what's coming. And the best part is, you don't need expensive footage. You can create powerful, visually engaging content without massive budgets, as long as the ideas are compelling and well-paced. Now let's bring everything together. You now understand the top 5 niches that are working extremely well right now for YouTube automation. You know why they work, how they attract viewers, and what makes them scale. Now, if you remember, I told you to look for patterns, and there's a big one you may have missed. All these channels work because they connect at an emotional level with the viewers. Even the finance niche I talked about in number 4 has an excitement factor. Your topics, titles, and thumbnails will work best when they arouse curiosity or tap into care, like the pop culture videos do, or any strong emotion. And perhaps most importantly, you've seen that success doesn't depend on luck, talent, or experience. It depends on where you position yourself. Pick a niche that gets your attention and find the big channels. Then look at the most popular videos in each of those channels. Look at the thumbnails. They're the reason people stop scrolling. Study the titles. Those are what enticed all those people to click. And look at the topics. What's keeping people watching even very long videos? That matters because the longer people watch, the more YouTube's algorithm will help to push the videos out. When you choose the right niche and get those areas working together, the algorithm begins to work for you, and once it kicks in, you'll be amazed at how fast your channel can take off. Have fun! If you found this helpful, make sure you subscribe, because I've got more practical step-by-step videos coming to help you build, grow, and scale your faceless YouTube channel.